Ooh, we might be rusty.
You might be rusty.
I am older.
Are you
than
gonna-
you, so
are you gonna, like- Are you gonna like be like oil can? Oil
Here,
can.
can you hear my knees cracking?
Oil can. So what's up? What's up, Warriors? By the way, Wednesday Warriors totally sounds better. But
That's true.
yeah. So we're
true.
trying this. We're trying this new thing here. So we're gonna see how it goes.
Yes, sir.
Thursdays weren't really working for us much anymore. So and with the amount of stuff we have coming up, Wednesdays just work out better in our schedule. So we don't want to totally not do shows like we did the last 2 weeks, which by the way, we're really sorry. But we were really busy and we're gonna talk about why in a few minutes.
Yes. Tons. Like, remember, this is just like a side thing we do for fun. This isn't our actual jobs. Now, if this becomes something like that we can get paid to do, I'm not going to complain about it.
Right? But you guys, you got to get like your friends, and your friends' moms, and your mom's friends, and your friends' mom's friends all to start watching. And then we'll be okay.
We need all the gilfs, the milfs.
Oh, Grant's in the chat. So cool. Yeah, we need all the MILFs, the GILFs, the DILFs, everything. It'll be great. So bring them on, buddies. It'll be good. All right. So the reason why we didn't do shows the last 2 weeks were a couple things. Ron says Wednesday Warriors is an actual thing. Thursday Warriors is our thing. All right. Then we're gonna figure out a new name. It'll be okay. Or we can just stay Thursday Warriors. We're just gonna do the show on Wednesday. But whatever. Anyway.
Thursday Warriors on a Wednesday.
We're just that we just show up that early. We're that good.
Yeah.
So I got roped into helping a buddy of mine out at Steel City Con. His help didn't show up. So I can't let a friend of mine vend in my city without help. Especially at a show that I know will have people. I'm just not going to let him do that. And so I went out and helped him out. I also was going to go there anyway because I needed to have talk to Scott Ian about sounding my guitar, which he did, and I'm freaking awesomely excited about. And I'm still trying to figure out how to clear code it without fucking it up.
You mean Black Sabbath didn't use his knowledge?
He did. He gave me ideas, but I have not bought the stuff to do that yet. But it was a really good time. And then Justin helped tear down. And you got a couple things you wanted to show off from that. So go ahead and do that while I reply to this text.
Yeah. I got, for those who are not big into figure collecting, I apologize because I know we're more comic focused, but hey, it's McFarlane doing DC figures. You can't get more comic-y, booky than that. And this happens to be one of my favorite characters too, that I did not have a figure of. I didn't even know this figure came out, to be honest with you. That's how much I pay attention to this kind of thing. So, and it's the demon, but it is the Demon Knights from New 52 era. So he's all clad in armor and looks quite badass compared to his normal cloth with the purple cape thing going on. So
I don't know. I kind of like the cloth with the purple cape.
It's classic. But him in the badass armor though, it looks pretty cool.
He still speaks in rhyme, so it doesn't matter to me.
Yes, he still does that. So that's all that matters on that end. Yeah, that's the only thing I got, to be honest.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
The other stuff was
yeah,
other purchases before that point. So
I was gonna say, other than that, like about the show, like I thought it was pretty okay. Like it wasn't super crazy packed, but it was steady. and I had a good time. I caught up with some people, got to see some people I haven't seen in a while. Our buddy Alex, who does the Darth Vader, he was walking around as Darth Vader, and he asked like, can I take your order? And I said, for my first order. And then he's like, we don't give or take orders, we give orders here. And he like hands me this thing. It was pretty funny. But I got to see a lot of my friends that I haven't seen, a couple friends I haven't seen in a while, just because of everything's going on. There's a million shows going on.
Yes.
So that's the thing. Also, I drove to Baltimore to have dinner with Mark Nathan and Shelly Nathan, the guys who own comics, cards, and collectibles. They also run Baltimore Comic Con, which we're going to be heading to in a couple weeks, which is another reason why we moved the show to Wednesday. Anyway, I had a great time hanging out with them. I just went down to hang out and get out of the city for a day, and Shelly grilled at the store, and we had a great time talking. We watched some baseball. It was awesome. And then Mark loaded me up with a ton of WYSIWYG trades. So if you're looking for Ed Pisker's WYSIWYG, we got it at all the stores now. Just saying.
And Amazon.
And our Amazon store. They should be on the online stores for the stores if anyone's looking for them. But in store they're like $19.95 plus tax. So come on and check it out. Support local creators, because that's what we do.
Yes.
Speaking of local creators, on September 12th, 13th, whatever the Wednesday is that week, Tom Scioli will be at the Waterfront signing his Stan Lee hardcover. It comes out. You can pre-order that book with the Waterfront now. They have a couple extra on order. Also, you can get one of the Jack Kirby hardcovers too. We have some of those in stock as well for it, and we'll have them there. That'll be 6 to 8 Wednesday, New Book Day, at the Waterfront. So good times. Not this coming one. Not the one after that. The one after that. The 12th or 13th, whichever day it is. So the other reason that we kind of miss out last week was we were crazy busy with the warehouse sale. So thank you everybody who came to the warehouse sale. It was a blast. We had a ton of people show up. There were, I think Todd told me originally they only had 100 long boxes that were due, but there were definitely more like 250, 300. And then he had sprinkled stuff into the old stuff too, which is also good. And good news, you have 2 more chances to get this year. The first one is October 15th, 16th, 17th, I believe. No, 13th, 14th, 15th. Then the 21st of October, in conjunction with Fear Fest, which is like the Halloween oddities kind of festival we have, that we partner with Fearscape Haunted Attractions, which is in the basement of the other warehouse. We're actually going to give a bonus day of warehouse sale. So we're going to open the warehouse at 12, and at 7 o'clock, all the vendors will be set up and you can shop them. And that's going to go to 11 p.m. So it's going to be a long day in the warehouse, hanging out, getting spooky.
Yep.
Come check it out.
We all know everybody is getting ready for fall. Kids going back to school. Halloween's upon us, because we might as well sell Halloween right now.
Right.
Because, people are already seeing Christmas crap all over the place. And it's like,
oh, dude, my
Okay.
neighbor who has a giant sandworm from Beetlejuice in his yard has had that thing up for like 2 weeks already. And I'm just like, Lord, we're gonna have this thing up. This is gonna be up till like January. It's gonna be awesome. But it's like a T-Rex skeleton and stuff. It's awesome. It really is cool. It really is cool. Yeah. But check that out. And then so we have a couple things coming up. So this weekend is WV PopCon in Morgantown, which it's their 10-year anniversary. Go check that out. Todd will be there. He's going to have, I'm not kidding, 40 feet of Silver Age $3 books. It's a lot of stuff. go check it out. It's going to be great. And then I am going to be all the way on the other side of the state in Harrisburg at the Harrisburg Pop Culture and Comic Expo. I think it's what they actually call it. Something like that. I can never remember the full title.
Down for
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
So
there are a lot of us that are a lot of our Pittsburgh area guys will be there and down in Morgantown as well. So make sure you check it out. I will be there with just a single 10x10. And I will also have $3 silver and a whole bunch of clearance pop vinyls. My car is packed. In fact, we were supposed to go, or my wife and I went to see her mom today. And she's like, "You're driving, right?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "Understand, like my car is so full, there's no room for you in the front seat." And she's just like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And but I am kind of glad that I did that, like that I put everything in there, because I realized I can get about 16 long boxes in there. Like that's how much my maximum is. So I'm actually pretty excited that I figured that out. So
nice.
Yep.
I will not be with you that. I will be with you.
Say Justin free weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. I will be. I will miss my job husband.
Trust me. Trust me.
We will be down at Baltimore Comic-Con.
Correct. We do not have a booth.
But we will be around.
Second weekend.
Yes. So if you guys like recognize us in Baltimore, and I know Baltimore's huge, but come say hi.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, we love going there. Like even just as spectators, it is a fun time. You know, I hope we can get Garth drunk again and talk about
now we're gonna talk about
wizards and fairies.
So at this point, that's fair. So at this point, do we go? We have to talk about Alien 3 now, because we talked about Alien and Aliens. Are we just gonna keep going, or we're gonna try to talk about like the Abyss or something like that? Yeah.
Or we could do Predator too.
Oh
Predator is that too, and that is more my expertise. So you know.
So. But it'll be a lot of fun. We're gonna go and hang out with some friends. It'll be good. But the Wednesday before that, Tuesday, whatever day of the week it is, return of cosplay karaoke. Old school is the vibe. So it can be a throwback cosplay for you. It can be a school, like an actual school like thing. I have not decided what I'm going to be, but I know I will make a lot of Frank the Tank or going streaking jokes. That's all I know.
I have a sneaking suspicion there's going to be a lot of Stranger Things cosplays.
Oh yeah, that actually. You know what? I never thought of that. So yeah,
that's the first thing that popped in my head.
I mean, the movie Old School is what pops into my head when I say Old School.
Yeah, but I think of schools in general and those movies with the kids going to school. So you could do maybe somebody comes from It.
Oh,
kids from It.
Yeah,
Stranger Things.
I may. I may try to like. There's a picture of the dudes in Old School. I may try to just find like a shitty polo and wear that. Like it'll be awesome.
Or you're gonna do the Vince's what was his company?
Oh, the
Stereo
the video
City or something?
Yeah. No.
Wear a red polo?
No. So as like the blue sweater vest over top. This is too hot for me. Like I can't do that. So but anyway, come up for some cosplay karaoke. Remember, the winners get tickets to Three Rivers Comic Con 2024, which we are already in motion of planning some stuff. There are some things we're looking for, and Todd and I am giving Todd the most mad props right now, because he actually is being proactive this year. And we have a couple people we've discussed about that we're basically giving them till just like a certain timeline. And if they don't confirm by then, we're moving on to the next guy on our list. And that's just how it's going to be. So, it's because we're not messing
This is
around this
growth.
year. Yeah.
This is growth.
We're trying to get some stuff in there, and it's just going to be crazy. So I'm excited for it. We're going to see how it goes. And yeah, keep your eyes peeled. All right. We're going to talk about Ahsoka. We're going to do a spoiler-free one because I haven't seen it yet, but we're going to do that after we talk comics because that's it. Do we miss anything that we need to talk about before that? I don't think so.
No.
Okay.
And the Ahsoka thing is going to be very short because
Right,
I don't
right,
want
right.
to spoil anything for you guys because I was really impressed with it, but again,
Okay.
save that for after.
All right. So, by the way, I figured out how to make the like we don't have to do a roulette this time. It's I staggered it this time. But before we start with our books, I have to give a shout out honorable mention of this week.
I saw that. I saw that.
I want to point out that this is not an actual comic book. It is a sketchbook. So it is a like the fun part is all the pages.
You know what?
All
I'm
the
gonna
pages
call my
are
wife over
black.
because she's gonna laugh her ass off. Hey babe, you have to come and see this.
All the pages are black inside. Like you have to do a sketch in white.
Wow.
Right? So it's like you just get some cocaine, you throw it on there, you blow it around a bit, you shake it, and that's what you get. It's like Rorschach test with cocaine, right?
It's a sketchbook.
It's a sketchbook.
Black pages, so you have to use white to sketch.
Yeah,
It's
crazy, right?
I thought you'd like that, just for the fact that awesome. It's cocaine kaiju is.
And I swear to Christ, if Ryan and Chip did not order these fucking t-shirts that are coming of this, I'm going to be really mad. There are t-shirts, but I don't know if the guys ordered it. And if they didn't, I'm going to be really mad.
Better.
I know, right?
I'm beating them both in the parking lot.
Because I don't really want to buy anything that's not a baseball tee anymore, but I want this fucking shirt.
I was going to say, come on. That's just,
right?
That's awesome.
I know. That's what I'm saying. All right. You're first.
All right. Oh, this is continuing from number 1, which was, that was earlier in the month here.
Mm-hmm.
We left off with Terry meets this is original Killer Croc in this. So he has survived all these years. But he's basically the size of a kaiju in this book. He is huge. And his vocabulary is super limited. Basically, it's eat Batman, tomb is closed, quote unquote. Tomb is closed. We don't know what that means, but Terry and Kyle, the cat kid that was his guide, get away from Croc temporarily. And there's a lot of discussion about Terry sees Wayne Enterprises, like the stamp in this area, in this sewer area here, or underground, I should say. It's not sewer, but it's underground. So it's something Bruce has kept hidden here. We don't know what it is. As him and Kyle talk, it's a bit of a discussion. But as they reach a certain point, they figure out that Croc was left there as a guard for this tomb. So the they're underneath the one of the old buildings in old Gotham, and it starts shaking, and it's like an entire earthquake. An entire neighborhood of old Gotham disappears, and they think it's Croc, but we find out later it is from Looms. Apparently, he's pressing buttons and causing earthquakes to destroy old Gotham. You find out in the book here, so he's being a real, you know what. Terry fights Croc. Again, like this is kind of part two. But Kyle actually ends up using magic and Mortal Kombat uppercuts Killer Croc unconscious. So
That's
it's kind of
awesome.
cool. Yeah, it's kind of cool. So Terry's like, what the heck was that? And he's like, what, you've never, and this was the best response. He's like, Kyle turns to him, he's like, you've never heard of Magic Cat Boy in like anime. So it's a little bit of a chuckle
Wow.
there. But the book ends of Kyle and Terry going deeper into this underground area, and you see the seal of the tomb with an owl seal.
Mm.
So we know where this is going. I'm giving this a solid like 3 scrambled eggs,
It's a
three
lot.
three solid pieces of bacon, orange juice, and almond milk, right there with it.
Wow.
This was a good setup. This is looking pretty cool. Again, I cannot complain about any of the Batman Beyond books from the last, I want to say 5 or 6 years that DC has put out, because it's good storytelling. The design, the art is solid,
Hmm.
if not downright awesome. So far the Neo Gothic is above average, not as good as the previous couple of series, but I'm enjoying this so far. I can't wait to see where this goes.
Sweet. All right. My first book of the week, Moon Knight, City of the Dead. I would like to say that I also thought it was cool that Marvel's doing the John Romita Remembers stuff, like at the beginning of each book. There's some really cool quotes. There's some really cool discussion about him. I really enjoyed that. It was really good. All right, so this picks up where the last one left off, where the Jackal Knight has Khalil and Moon Knight and Layla are trying to get to him. So they're basically like breaking into like clubs and beating up gangsters. Like they do all the Ramses. Like there's like all of the Ramses are like just like gangsters. So they are going against them. Which is really funny to see all these like pharaoh looking dudes with like automatic weapons and like Tommy guns and stuff. And but they're wearing like their giant like Egyptian helmets and hats. There's some moments where you're like, wow, that was very Wolverine and that was very Batman. Which is, kind of the deal, right? But they talk about their they talk about how she ended up becoming the Red Scarab or the Scarlet Scarab, and how like when she died, I can never say that God's name right, so I'm not going to even try. Made her the Scarlet Scarab because her heart would always be in balance, instead of being out of balance and being found guilty or needing to go into more of like a purgatory style thing, which is what they're actually at. So they end up getting into one of Ramsey's guys, and they open up the sarcophagus that dude's hauling, and they find out that they are stealing children's hearts and weighing them, and that's how they're staying there so long. So then at some point, a whole bunch of villains that he used to beat up show up, and attack them. So like, let's see here, Master Sniper, Taurus, Black Spectre, Midnight, Chainsaw, Plasma, Guardian Angel, or yeah, that's it. Just those guys. They have a big throwdown. Scarlet Scarab is super badass during that, and then leaves him to get his ass kicked. And he takes they take Moon Knight to one of the flying ships. The Jackal Knight is there, and then it is revealed who the Jackal Knight is, which I will not tell you because I want you to read the book. So, this book has been solid. It's a little more, I think, for the people who have also watched the TV show because of the Scarlet Scarab stuff. But I still enjoy it. So I'm gonna give it 2 eggs over easy, home fries, and toast with a cup of orange juice. So very good. I like the art a lot. I just think the story could be a little more involved, but it's a little like it moves quick, but it's a little too like love story for me. But I get why.
Okay.
So, all right, boom, go for it.
All right. It's been a while since I've done X-Force, so I will be a little bit behind because I just read issue 43 and it's been like since the 30s.
Mhm.
But this does tie into the Fall of X stuff, which is total chaos with the mutant community right now. But this book is very like it's very, very slow. So it loses points on that. You see Colossus kind of being mopey and depressing. You see, I'm gonna call him Old Man Omega. He has like these lines of bodies that are all his colors, that purple and pink. And he ends up transferring his mind to his younger body, and he's like, oh, I'm back, being young again. And then his powers aren't working, so he's like, what the hell? So like, got to figure that one out. Domino kind of goes off and does her own thing. She finds this body buried in the field where Colossus was kind of like was doing for a long time before all this. Like, probably want to say like in the like during the 20s, during X-Force and everything, where Colossus kind of like, leave me alone, I'm doing this. The attack is happening, everybody's losing their mind. Colossus leads them into a portal, but the portal leads to, you see his brother and an army of people waiting for the rest of X-Force. It's kind of a little all over the place, very jump skippy. I'm not really feeling it. So this is going to be like a very negative. This might be like plain oatmeal.
Whoa.
Like,
Wow.
I may have to read like some of the other X-Force, like the previous few X-Force books. This is like my first X-Force read in a little while.
Who's the creative team? Do you remember?
This is Percy, and this is Percy writing it. So he's usually pretty solid. This is probably like the same creative team that's been there from the beginning. I think this is like a setup book, but it's
Okay.
it's a really slow, like, you could skip this if you didn't have the run,
Noted.
But yeah, I was not thrilled with this. This definitely was one of those. I'm like, okay, I get it, but you could have did a little bit more to it.
Right. All right. So you're going with cold oatmeal. That's it. Just cold oatmeal.
I'll warm. It's warm oatmeal, but he doesn't. There's no cinnamon in it. It's just plain old oatmeal.
Okay.
So
Here we go. Boom. This is the schlub. So I picked this up and I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, just from the cover, right? Like, I had no idea what it was. I was like, this looks.
homage to Hulk, number
I
one.
was like, well, that is an homage to Hulk.
Yeah.
So this is by Ryan Stegman, Kenny Porter, Terrell Cannon does all the art. Mike Spicer's the colorist, and John Hill is the letterer. So it starts out. There's a dentist who seems what the hell is it? It's not Terry. Terry's his brother. Roger Dalton is his name, and he's a dentist. He's working on someone while he's on the phone with his ex-wife, and his brothers put up a billboard across the hall from him, and he's like, man, like, everybody makes fun of me, blah blah blah, like, I don't have time for this. And then all of a sudden, like, the building starts shaking, and he's like, what the hell? And these two guys come plowing through the wall, and one's the superhero guy you see there, and the other one is a villain, and they're holding this some kind of cosmic key looking thing, and Roger ends up holding it, and he pushes the button because he's just curious, and it switches him and the hero guy's, like, brains, basically, right? So he becomes the giant strong guy, and the strong guy becomes the schlubby dentist guy. So all hell breaks loose, and he has to figure out how to kind of defeat this guy and control his new powers. It actually is pretty funny. There are moments where I was just like, wow, I can't believe they put that kind of thing in a story. And that's kind of how it is. Like, the whole purpose is they then have to hide this guy's identity so that people don't know that the strong guy isn't that guy anymore. Like, and that he's not the schlubby dude anymore. But I just thought it was hilarious. They called it the schlub. Like, the way it worked out was pretty good. I really enjoyed this. I thought it was really fun. So I'm gonna give it a bowl of Fruity Pebbles, a side, a breakfast muffin, and a glass of milk, because it was really like I'm reading it, and I'm just like, this is something that I would read when I was a kid that I would have loved. So that's why. So
okay.
All right. Do it. I'm
right.
excited for this one. I'm really.
All right. Immortal
Couldn't wait to hear
4, number
this.
1. Well, the book starts out, you see like this ominous black, I'm gonna call it dark force. Like, that's what I'm gonna call it. And all it says is the wheel turns. And I'm like, okay. And then it harkens you go to the next panel and you see the Frost Giants starting stuff with the Warriors 4, which I thought was kind of odd because I don't remember that happening. But they're sitting there and they're about to get their asses kicked by these Frost Giants. And
Wait. You mean the Warriors 3 and Sif?
Nope. Warriors 4.
They really call them the Warriors 4?
That's what the jolly one, the fat jolly one said.
Volstagg.
They call themselves the Warriors 4. And it's
the
normal 3, but you see this blonde that kind of looks like she could be like a sister to Thor.
Okay.
But you don't hear her name, but she's there nonetheless. So as they're about to get their butts kicked, here comes Thor, classic Thor. And Mjolnir is complete. He is wearing his old garb, and basically just kind of, you're like, oh, he's just going to throw his hammer and that's it. No, he does this. He's like, I'm very disappointed in you. And the Frost Giants start laughing at me, like, what do you mean? And he's like, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to that. And he's pointing to the sky. And he's like, you're a storm. And I am the king of storms. You will stop this now. And all of a sudden, clear skies, sunshine. And you're like,
What?
I'm like, damn, okay, interesting. Well, to say the least, the Frost Giants freak out and run, except the one. He comes out and he challenges Thor, or just rips his head off. It's the end. And they're talking and they're like, oh, good win, blah blah blah, let's celebrate. And Thor, they're like, oh, they mentioned Loki, and Loki's like, well, I'm here. And it turns out to be the blonde girl was Loki all along, just disguised. So
Mm.
and they're like, okay, shall we fix the bridge? So Loki comes over and he fixes the Rainbow Bridge.
Oh, cool.
I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Then Thor goes to Midgard. He's hanging out with the mortals, and it's very like, this is an ode to like all the old school stuff, all the classic Thor, Avengers. And as night falls, he's sitting there kind of by himself, and it's in like a rainstorm, and he's like, okay. So he's like telling the rain to kind of stop, like he did, and
Mhm.
it doesn't. It actually, a thunder comes down and hits Thor and knocks him on his ass, and you're finding out that this dark force appears in Midgard. And he comes from the Utgard, the land of troops.
Okay.
The dark force is called Utgard Thor. So this is like the dark version of Thor, basically.
Okay.
Now they fight. And as they're fighting, you see, I guess you get the panel in the Utgard, and Utgard is dark, dank. You see Utgard Gaia. You see she's talking to somebody, but you don't know who. And in the last panel, they're like, well, Thor thought he had trouble with regular Loki. Wait till he goes against Utgard Loki. And that's the ending of the book. This was an awesome book. This is for all your classic Thor fans, wanting to be back to old school, but you still have all the continuity from the last run. You get all of it.
Cool.
This is, you're giving scrambled eggs, you get an omelet.
Holy shit.
You're getting a couple pancakes in there.
Tremendous
The
12.
works. Yeah,
You're getting the tremendous 12.
Yeah, this is getting the highest mark.
I think
of
that's
breakfast.
I think that is the highest mark we can give. It's a lumberjack slam /
Yeah.
tremendous 12.
I'm gonna add to it though, because it is Thor. For all those who remember getting those sliced meats at those big fancy breakfast brunches, I'm adding a slab of roast beef on top.
Ooh, no ham, not ham. You into him?
Him's fine, but
Okay.
I like that slab of nice juicy roast beef there too.
All right, all right. That's awesome. I can't wait to read that book. So, all right, my last book is Unleashed.
I knew you were
This
gonna pick
is
that.
this is dude, like I fucking love the Pet Avengers. Don't shit on me.
I'm not shitting
So
on you. I'm just saying I knew you were gonna pick. There are
this
certain books that scream John.
yeah.
This was one of them.
So this book starts out Lockjaw is sleeping in what looks like probably like Central Park, right? And Craven the Hunter is trying to tranquilize him. So there's like this giant fight where Lockjaw's like bouncing in and out of like portals, and Craven's like, you have to not only know how to hunt, you have to know how to be the prey. And then he eventually like drops him. So that happens. And then it kicks to Lucky, who's Hawkeye's dog, which is the first time this dog has been in a Pet Adventure book. And these two dogs, a little mini poodle called Juniper and a German Shepherd who goes by D Dog because he has an old D-man mask on, are like
Oh, God.
Juniper's. Oh yeah, it's hilarious. Like that one. See it?
Okay.
Hilarious, right? So he are there trying to figure out what happened to Juniper's human. So like he goes over to their house, they check it out, and when they get there, they realize that Juniper's human is an AIM guy because they find a beekeeper suit. And at that point, Lucky's like, I'm out. And he's like, well, then you need to find us somebody that can help. So they go to the Avengers Mansion and they're barking at Jarvis. And Red Wing is like, he can't understand anything you're saying, right? So Red Wing then is like, well, I'm Captain America's like the new Captain America's sidekick, so I will help you out. And Chewie the cat, Captain Marvel's cat, also helps out. I'm sorry, her Flurkin helps. So off they go to try to get a scent. They get a scent. They send like Juniper and Lucky are like, Juniper's like, I can't make it, my legs are too small. And Lucky's like, all right, I'll take you, it's fine. And they go to this warehouse and they knock on the door, and it's an AIM warehouse. So they all come barging in, barking and screaming. The AIM guys are like, I don't know what's going on. So they end up kind of going back outside, and they're just like, I don't know what went on. And they find the new scent. So they follow that, and it goes to this weird cave. And in the cave, you see Lockjaw with all these things on him. And Lockjaw, or you find out that the AIM guy is actually trying to bring Blackheart out of a dimension, and he brings Blackheart and is about to bring everybody else. And they're like, oh man, like he's a demon. He's the Prince of Darkness. He's the Prince of Hell. He's like, a demon. How do you fight a demon? He's like, I only know one way to beat a demon, and that's with a god. And you just see Throg on a throne at the end. There was one part in here though. It might be in the D-Dog backstory that was like, it had me rolling. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. But there's a part where like he's like, ball, and he's like, that's a good ball. It's one of my favorites. Oh man. Oh, and D-Dog's a girl, by the way. The Justice that barks Um, man, he has a secret headquarters, which is under a bridge. God, where was the other thing? There was something in here though that just had me absolutely rolling, and it might have been the Flurkin thing, because like, um, he's like, I'm not a cat, I'm a Flurkin. And it's like Captain Marvel will let you get away with such foolishness, but I must insist again that here we just call your kind cat. Shit. There was an oh god, hold on, I'm trying to find it. There was like one piece though that like one thing that one of them said that I'm just like, oh my god, that's hilarious. It's gonna drive me nuts.
Hmm.
But I give this book, like, this book was so much fun. I give it like a bowl of fruit, an English muffin with margarine, and a cup of coffee.
Nice.
Like, it was a lot of fun. It might have been one of the AIM guys say something. Let's do do. I can't find it. I'm not going to be able to find it, I don't think. But it was so good. Like, and if you like the Pet Avengers, it's going to be killer. Like, I just love the Pet Avengers. They're awesome.
Hmm.
And the fact that Chewie's in there and it's not Speedball's cat this time. It's actually Chewie instead of Speedball's cat. I'm pretty excited about that. So cool.
All right.
All right. So now you're gonna do a quick spoiler-free Ahsoka, and
I
we're
will do my
gonna
best.
wrap it up.
It's going to be very like brief here because I am not the most hardcore Star Wars fans, but comparative to the last few Star Wars series that we saw, where people were complaining about not enough lightsaber fights, not enough, this, that, and the other. You get that with the first two episodes here. So you get
It's all you're
and
gonna get.
that's pretty much it. Well,
No, I mean like the whole series. That's it. That's all you're gonna get.
yeah. Well, this is more based on, I think it's, everybody already knew this is based on the Rebel Star Wars
Character.
Rebel cartoon. So if you're a fan of that, I think you're going to appreciate like the little subtleties that they throw in here. You get to see Ahsoka, you get to see I don't know all the characters' names, so please forgive me on that. I never watched the Rebel series, so my bad
Me
on
either.
that.
So
You saw the Mandalorian girl who's basically like, I know Ezra is the Jedi kid in that. But you see her as a grown up now, or at least more mature than she was. You see the pilot. She's in here. Everybody does their part. Excellent acting in this. All in all, this is looking very promising, and it kind of makes you think, it's like, why did you not put this much effort in with Kenobi and some of the other ones that came out that people were disappointed with? So
you're talking about Sabine is the
Sabine.
Mandalorian.
Sabine is the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
She apparently she also was Ahsoka's apprentice, which I did not know that. But yeah, you see a
Holy
lot of
shit, David Tennant's in this?
Yeah.
Oh man.
but it was good. I can't wait to figure it out here. It's definitely not all. It's all about Ahsoka. This is not that. This is more of a adventure, classic Star Wars of encompassing all the characters. So I'm really looking forward to it and see how it goes. And now I'll have to watch Star Wars Rebel to figure out who everybody is. So
Fair enough.
and oh, I want to show off some of the stuff that I've gotten over the last
Yeah.
couple weeks here. So this one was a store.
Mhm.
Classic Joker with the creepy smiling cat. But these were the ones I was telling you about, like off air here. This guy was selling, and before anybody says yes, I know they're ripped, because this is the way the old school guys did, or the old school way of ripping the top
Well, it's
off
not
the
an old
cover.
school thing. That's still a thing we do now when we do returns.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't
how
know
you
if we
do a
did that.
return. Yeah.
Okay. But I got a Avengers 23. This is the first appearance of Ramona Renslayer.
Oh,
So
nice.
I got a Fantastic Four 50, which is the brown cover.
Mhm.
As third Silver Surfer and second Galactus.
Mhm.
This one I got just because I do love the cover. This is another early Galactus and Silver Surfer appearance in Fantastic Four 74.
Mhm.
And my absolute favorite, and a heck of a steal at $20. First appearance of MODOK.
Oh, nice.
Hey, as long as he's here right there in the corner there,
Yeah,
that's all
true.
that matters. I mean, yeah, you would like to have it up there, but
Yeah,
the rest of the book, honestly, is complete.
that's
No
awesome.
loose staples. It's just that. So if it would go for a 0.5 if I ever got these graded, but I don't have that plan for those.
Fair
But
enough.
I was like, I couldn't ask for better deals on these, so I'm happy with what I got out of them. So
That's awesome. Very cool. All right. Yeah. So I will see some of you guys in Harrisburg this weekend. By the way, Todd gave me an Avengers 4 and a Hulk 181 graded and a couple Cyberfrog ones. If anyone needs any, I'll have those with me at the booth. And then Ryan and I did some plucking and stuff and made some good stuff, made a good pile too. So I'll have a lot of decent shit with me. Todd will
so.
have a lot of Silver Age. But I think he'll have like the Fantastic Four 1, he'll have another Hulk 181, he'll have another Avengers 4. Oh man, he has so much shit. He'll have like all the X-Men that we just got in this Silver Age collection that we premiered at the warehouse. That was
Yeah, I saw
awesome.
that.
Yeah. So
So,
it's gonna be good times.
We should like, again, follow us not only on here on YouTube and Spotify and anywhere you listen to podcasts, but follow
Right.
us on. You can find us on Facebook,
Yep.
Instagram, TikTok, because we've been getting a little bit busy with TikToks a little bit. Do we still use X?
I do, but not a lot.
Yeah.
Like-
So sorry, Elon, on you. No one uses X except racists. I'm sorry.
No. The racists are on get it right. The racists are on truth. Anyway, right. we're gonna end it there. We'll talk to you guys later. We'll see you next Wednesday at 8:00. All right. Have a great one, guys. Thanks a lot.